Reporting live from Northridge for J325, I'm Edward Siegel. This is the life of a young first-generation college student named Ashley Oriana, who found a way out of a tough life through writing and poetry. At just the age of 19, Ashley started working for her college newspaper, not even knowing how many doors it would open for her.
So basically the way I get my inspiration and where I get the influence for the magazine's ideas and concepts is through life and observing life. And I think I'm very observational, or at least I try to be. I try to listen to the communities around me and what people are interacting with, or what I feel like the people around me need to talk about. Just because I really think about how big the community at CSUN is and how many students are here, and it's we're in a big weird time frame where a lot of these people are going to go into the world and be a part of government, policies, or nurses and stuff like that, and they're going to connect with other people. And I think it's important for them to have those narratives here. But the way I feel I do that and really try to define that and isolate that is through a mission statement and grasping that through my magazines. If I don't have a mission statement, or I don't have what the message is for the issue, then I feel I don't have a magazine at all. And that's kind of where my first route is. But then I'll kind of try to brainstorm with myself. I'll tell my team before we even talk to each other that we want to brainstorm with ourselves before we even come together. Just because I feel this helps me just isolate my thoughts and let them be their own. I go to museums and I look at the way that many artists and sculptors talk about their work and the way they want to really express that to people. And I try to have that same discipline with my art and the way I express the magazine. So when I talk to my team and I'm having collaborative, group environments and we're brainstorming, we kind of have that in mind, and then it kind of flows from that into an editorial style of okay, so what stories fit here? And when we're kind of doing the stories, at first it started just the story ideas alone, but after a while I started to kind of incorporate that and have that in my head, what I feel a 2-page layout story looks like, or what I feel a 1-page story looks like. But like I said, that took time through semesters developing that. But now, my very last issue is I do that all at once at this point. But in the very beginning, it wasn't like that. I feel you're never satisfied with what issue or angle that you chose. You always feel you could have done better, or you could have done that one thing, or you wish you would have known about one thing before. So what I truly try to do is try to do something very abstract, something that could be related to in different realms or different aspects. So I did an issue on love, and I think that's something that doesn't necessarily cover a community or cover something that people do a hobby, but it's something that people express, and anybody from any culture or any race or any sex understands what it's like to maybe crave love or want to desire love. And then our very last issue is on sex, which is something that's also not necessarily a community being covered or kind of a hobby or something that people do, but it's more something I guess people need to talk about. And I think I try to have those conversations, but as I know to do as an opinion editor, before, that's my kind of background. So I think what I learned from opinion section is just when you want someone to believe what you're doing, is just back that up with facts and claims and give that good argument to them.
Ashley will graduate from CSUN in the spring with a Bachelor in Journalism. Reporting live from Northridge for J325, I'm Edward Siegel.